Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I am testing this headset for its mic. Let me know if it's too loud or how it sounds, because I can't hear it. And I'm not even really sure how to check, but it seems like it's at a good volume. Let me know in the comments below how that sounds, guys. Today, I don't really have any specific plans, but I do have a couple of projects I wanted to finish up on the rally. Mainly, I'll just put the turnbuckles on the front since I have that stuff. Guess I should have prepared a little bit for it, but whatever. So excited to use the new headset. See how that works. What do you guys think of the camera angles here? Alright, get the Traxxas Rally out here. Adjust the screen so you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. Alright. First things first, gotta get the body off of this thing here. Yeah, this clipless body system that Traxxas has is sometimes kind of a nuisance, but it's really not that bad. I guess I'm just not really that used to it yet. But let's see, what do I have left to do on this thing? I guess we can get the front setup on here. Where is my wheel nut remover? This guy, I had to take an 8mm nut driver for this. Here it is. I'm gonna take an 8mm nut driver and turn the end down so it actually fit inside the Traxxas wheel. It is a pretty tight fit. Yeah. Check it in the comments below where you're from, what you're doing, what you're working on. Name if you want to. I'm Chester. This is my RC channel. I call it the My RC channel. I did pick up some aluminum hubs. I don't know why they didn't fit. I guess I should measure them. Where did I put those? Because they're a bolt-on style. And something that's annoying is when you pull the wheel off, you lose your pin. But they didn't seem to want to fit at least easily over the axle. So I'm going to measure this. That way we all know what size this axle is. I believe it's a 6mm axle. 5.95 millimeters. And what is the opening on these? I might have to borrow a 5mm drill bit from work. Let's see. Oh yeah, these are 5mm. So, if you get spacers and you have the MIPs, and it might be the same for all of the Traxxas heavy duty stuff, which I have an axle. A stock axle right here we can actually check out. I can get the nut off of here. This is a stock heavy duty axle. Where is that driver? Like I said, welcome to the Let Me Look for My Tool channel. Anyways, one of these has got to be loose. Alright, here we go. This is the original plastic axle. So we'll see. I believe that's also going to be a 6mm because it fits through the same bearing. The stock axle, however, does have a 4mm thread as opposed to the 5mm thread that the MIPs have. Yeah, this is also a 6mm axle. So I don't know why they marketed those bolt-ons to fit this car, but they really don't. Those bolt-on hubs. They also don't fit into the 17mm wheel adapters here. Is that wrong? No, that's right. Alright, so I'm going to change out this front turnbuckle. I've got two sets of turnbuckle kits here from Traxxas. One is the 3644, which is what I put on the back so that I could have adjustable camber. They're pretty much, I had to run them all the way in and then use one of the inner mounting holes on the top to actually be able to get a proper beginning camber in the back, which means I'll only be able to adjust in one direction. So I really ideally need to shorten up these back ones and use a different set than the, what did I say? The 3644. I think these are the right size for the fronts with no issues. They sure are, and I think they will also work for steering if I wanted to. I already have some turnbuckles there in the steering, and then this set is the camber rods, so they have a narrow hollow ball on one end and a fat hollow ball on the other. Should really turn this on so check out if it's loud or not, huh? That is that. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. Guess I can't really monitor it though, because that's going to give you some echo. Whatever. This seems alright. If you guys let me know in the comments, that would really be helpful. Because I don't want to be blasting your ears out and stuff. But, let's get started on this. I'm going to start with these front upper camber rods. Now, they do come as left and right assemblies. So you'll see the machine stripe on the hex. It's kind of offset to one side or the other. That's what kind of determines it's left or right. And so I'm just going to match up the back to the front. So when I adjust forward, the tops of the wheels go one direction, and it's the same all the way around. That has on the outside to be this orientation. Alright. So that is my right. That is my left. Let's see here. Can I get that? Sure can. Nothing special here. I was able to make them work in the back though. That is a big bonus. Or that is big, being able to actually use them. Something This inner one has a washer on it, so I'm actually going to take the out. Oh no! So I'm actually going to take the outer one off first. Starting here with the upper screw. How's that sound, guys? I hope the headset sounds good. This is a gamer's headset, not a streamer's headset. The streamer headset was like $200, and this one was like 30. 30. Let's see. Here we go. This way we're gonna want. Oops. Hmm. I want filters. Right. Is that better? I guess I should just move the camera a little bit. Can I? I guess I don't have to stoop in so much, whatever. Nothing's ever quite right. There we go. That's better. Front and center, y'all. Anyways, I'm going to take the front outer off first, because there's no washers to lose. I'm going to take this guy off, because I'm going to try to capture that washer that's on that bolt. I did not. I just dropped it. Whatever. Alright, so set that aside. You no longer need to use this screw that I was going to show you guys, the drop. Where did that go? Aha. You never have too many spares sitting around. And then it comes with its own set for the inner side. So I'm going to call this one right hand or left hand. And they fit so well that you do actually have to get the little ball set up square to even go into the slots. So, very nice fit. Good job, Traxxas. Oh no! Don't want to lose that. Let's button that in. So get both of these on, and then I will put the wheels back on, and then just camber. Special bolt time. The screws that it comes with have this big old fat head on them. And that is a 2.5 millimeter hex. I'm going to use the same hole as stuck, which is what? The lower outer hole. There we go. What that is going to do is that's going to keep the same roll center, so it's starting in the same base setting. I think that piece is backwards. I may actually have these turnbuckles backwards on this guy, but I don't really matter a whole heck of a lot. One side of these is on the narrow side is flared. One side is flared. It's very difficult to see on this camera. But one side is flared, and one side is bare. The bare side goes against that large head on that screw. Because that screw is what retains it, and then the flange keeps it from sinking into the keeps the ball from sinking into the plastic. Kind of hard to reach. I'm gonna get one of these guys. Should I do it down there or should I do it up here? Okay, that's in 180. Screw it. I don't even know which side that turned on, so whatever. But what this is going to do is this is going to allow me to set the camber and use different roll center adjustments for the same camber. With a solid rod, you are adjusting the camber, and I guess just since the length of it is the same, but then you have upper and lower, like you can adjust your roll center, but this is more proper. This will allow your roll center adjustments to have more options. You'll be able to maintain the same camber with a different length arm on the top, which will change your roll center. Alright, well there's one. Put this wheel back on. Just so I don't lose the pin. This is a good time to brush everything off. No paintbrush. What are you guys working on today? Where are you from? Check in, yo. I am out here in Southern California. North County, San Diego. This car, I haven't messed with the differential fluid yet. I feel like it's pretty good on the center diff, and if anything, it could be where I run the car. It's like hard packed but dusty, like with sand on top. It's pretty sticky sometimes, pretty slicky sometimes. So I think having the heavy center diff oil is pretty good. I don't even really know what's in there. Whatever the Traxxas put in there in the factory. If anybody knows, let me know, because I don't know. Discount Hobby was letting me know that that information is in the service section of the manual. So maybe I'll even break that manual out and take a look at that. I don't really know what to do with the settings. I'm gonna put this. I might put the sway bar on front and rear right now too. We'll see. Should have plenty of time for that. It does kind of like the fishtail, and kind of hoping that the sway bar might kind of help that. Help it stop fishtail, you know. It'd be nice to be able to adjust the rear camber. I'm sorry, the rear toe end. But I think I'm going to be working on a solution for that soon. Maybe even develop a little kit to put out there. I did order some parts. What I am thinking about doing is using stock Traxxas parts and making a piece that will allow you to take a front knuckle and put it in the back, and then have pills that go around the knuckle stuff to hold it at certain angles, but lock it all together. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. You guys will get to be there for that because I'll do it on my live channel here. You guys will all see how it's done if it works out. I'm also going to be experimenting with trying to make that live. You know, use some tie rods like this and have them come up to a base. I'm probably gonna 3D print like a block to go back here to hold an inner tie rod or a tow rod, and trying to make it so as the suspension cycles up, you get toe in, and as it cycles down, you get toe in. You kind of start in the middle somewhere. That'll be interesting to try to work out, but I think something could be done there. I ordered an extra set of front arms to put in the back, because the front arm, I believe, is different than the back. I'm not 100% certain. It might just be mounted more narrow. I don't know. That might be the issue, too. You might have to find even shorter arms to put in the back. That could really... That sounds like it could really screw up the geometry. We'll see. I don't want to lose that washer. Whatever y'all do, don't lose your little washer. The one that goes behind the axle pin there. The hex pin. Should probably get this bumper out of there, huh? I don't really want to pull the whole front module. Let's just see how it goes. It's not that difficult to access. We'll see how it goes. I can probably reach it. We shall see. And then hopefully having fresh screws on here will also eliminate the issue of the screw trying to back out all the time on the back, right hand, upper camber round. Yeah. Ooh, I caught the washer that time. But not the screw. Where did that screw go? One thing about wearing headphones, you can't hear the screws hit the floor, so I don't know where they're gone. This one. Just gonna face the correct direction and out there. Remember, the flange side goes against the plastic. Ooh. And the large head of the screw is what captures the tie rod. What captures the behind inside the keeps the rod end from popping off. Gosh. Oh. I'm like Sparky Pigging it over here, huh? The approach was wrong or something. Might be different on the first one. Anyways. I think on the first one, I actually did it from the outside in, right? There it is. There she is. This is my Traxxas Rally. Built on a Traxxas / 4x4 platform. This started life as the the BL2S edition, but now it has a 4S capable ESC in it, It is a unbranded, ready-to-run version of the Hobbywing Max 10 short course ESC. We got this ESC motor combo for all of $95, whereas the standard branded Hobbywing setup would have been like 150 plus. I'll look it up here in a second once I get this past this frustrating point here. So the rod ends fit so tight that they have to be square going in to even get them started in those slots, which is nice. I mean, it's a good fitting part, really. It's good to have a nice tight fit. Something else that's a little bit nice about this is I can actually put a good amount of torque on there because the ball is captured by the end link, the rod end. So no matter how tight I get that, if I over tighten a little bit, the suspension will still move freely. So I'm thinking this will actually free up the suspension to move just a little better by itself. Alright. Get the wheel back on because I'm going to have to switch the lever eventually. Reminds me I need to get an off-road car camera gauge. I can print one. In fact, maybe I'll do that. There's a pretty good amount of cool RC tools you can get off of like Thingiverse for free if you have a 3D printer and material to print in. And honestly, you can hit me up to print stuff like that too. I do have a little kind of side hustle. I call it a backroom 3D. I have a 3D scanner and a 3D printer. Been making rescue odds and ends for people. My new first and best customer, Victor, came over and I was able to scan the back of a PC and make a custom I/O board cover for him that just fit perfect the first time. Whole process took about an hour. I'm not gonna tell you what he paid. Um, a service like this, about $100 an hour. But that's a case by case basis. Have to do. What else? We got here. Display bar. Right. Oh yeah, that's hard with it. Might be a little easier if we got the shocks out of the way. Maybe move that. And I was pretty happy with the 35 front, 30 rear oil. Seemed like it gave the car a good balance. It was much softer than the oil that was in these shocks originally, so it had quite a bit more traction on the reports we have going on out there. It's rough enough. If you guys are curious, these are Traxxas GTR shots. I was using the center hole. I could move them to the inner hole to lift the truck up or give it more droop, give it a little more travel, and soften the ratio up on it. But really, it's pretty close. I think if I fooled around with anything, it's going to be that rear differential fluid to try to get rid of a snap oversteer. Like when it oversteers, it's so easy to start fishtailing it. Want something to kind of settle that down. I think part of that's going to be that rear diff fluid. I lost a screw, I think. Oh, here it is. Alright. Yeah, I think this bumper's got to get out of the way. Yeah. Now, what's today? Monday? Today was Monday. Happy Monday, guys. How was your guys' Mondays out there? It was good. Went to work. There's a flu going around. Everybody was freaking sick. I've been sick, but I have problems with my teeth more than anything else. Come on now. There it is. Oh, yeah. Forgot no shots. Woo! There for a second, it was real light. A lot of travel potential in this. Traxxas seems like they really only use a couple variants of screws. It's kind of nice. It seems like they keep it to only 3 different lengths of each different kind of screw. The majority of it is like large pan, small pan, countersunk, big and small, and then a couple of pieces like random individual use things. There we go. Front bumper. All that sand packed in there. One thing Traxxas does not have is a way to adjust the toe in the back. That's kind of frustrating. But I feel like as this thing starts to fishtail, it would be good to be able to adjust the towing of that. Live towing, I think, would be even better. Alright, and then sway bars are held on by some of those big flat screws that I was talking about earlier. The same exact screw that holds the inner joint on the camber rods. These guys. Big fat hole. Big fat head, but short big fat head. Big fat, don't really know what to call it. It's not a pan head. And those capture the wire in this groove on the front of the chassis. There's a little groove right here with the wire for the sway bar system. Right. Pull the balls. And since this car lives in the dirt, I'm going to do the softest sway bar in the back and the hardest sway bar in the front. Basically take steering out of it, or push traction towards the back anyways. I don't know if that's even going to benefit because it's kind of a low traction surface. I don't have different springs to choose from. But one thing's for certain, I feel like this should move all a little bit freer. Like, most suspension stuff is supposed to kind of move freely under its own weight, and this is more jammed up. That ain't cool. That don't seem right to me. That in the don't fit pile. Alright, consult your vehicle's manual for assembly diagrams. This is the Hot Racing SLF 311 front and rear sway bar 4-wheel drive / rally. I got this from A Main Hobbies. I think it was around $20 or so. And honestly, I don't even know if this car needs sway bars. It might work way better if it had a bunch of body roll. It's hard to say. Hard to say what will happen. But I'm really hoping that having a sway bar on the back will just stabilize it. It's pretty easy to drive with a sway bar in the front and no sway bar in the back. It's probably the most stable. But I believe, well, I mean initial, but like mid corner, I don't know. I'm really just having issues with the snap roll, or I don't even know what to call it, but like a snap oversteer. This one's just start off. Can't reach in there and get. Want your car to live as long as it can, right? Right. Let's see. That one looks like this. A good starting point is this. Diameter is this. This is 1.98. This kit came with a 1.67 dimmer, a 1.85 thicker, and a 2. So I'm going to do heaviest in the front, which will be the 2mm, and the lightest in the back, which would the heaviest one is the silver. Heavy is silver. Blue is medium. Light is red. We'll do a silver in the front and a red in the back. Alright, silver front, red for the back. Set the tuning options aside. I need a Traxxas bag, I guess. This is all Traxxas stuff, I think. Put that in there. All the rally stuff. Let's see. This Hot Racing kit did come with some metal links to attach it to the rest of the car. Some blue anodized. They might be painted metal links. One end that screws into your mower control arm. One end with a hollow set screw barrel thing. It also came with some random bits of hardware. Oh, okay. So it came with countersunk screws and a inverted flat washer for it to hold the rod in. That looks nicer. A couple extra pieces, but it looks nicer than the other setup. You got set screws and stuff in this little bag. Seems like it'll be easy to lose. don't want to spill these all over the place. I'm struggling to find a place to put them. This side. I am a disorganized. Whatever. It's really fun having black hardware on a black desk. Oh, and it's going to be metal to metal. I think I'm actually going to kind of preset these on the arms. I don't know what the, oh, don't forget your Loctite. It's going to be metal to metal. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Loctite. I'm just going to go ahead and put it inside these guys. So it's okay if it locks it to the sway bar a little bit. Probably far more than enough. Whatever. I don't know if there's front and rears. Let me check that out as soon as I'm done putting Loctite in there. Alright. Are these all the same lengths? No, there's some short ones. I reckon the short ones are probably the backs. I don't really know. I really don't know. Has anybody done this? Is anybody out there? Yo, what's up, Dot Master? Good to see you too, brother. Let's see. What are you working on today, my dude? How's the sound? Does it sound okay? I'm a little nervous about the music or my speech being too loud. Because normally I put on some headphones and monitor myself. Wow. We'll have this so that when I get this on there, I point it up. I'm going to set the tops 1 millimeter back from the ends. So I should probably adjust them all to be about the same. That one's got a bad thread in it. What am I doing? There it is. Right. Orientate that lock screw so it's up. You've not seen these links before. Oh, good. I'm glad it sounds good. I've been really, really struggling with the sound on my station here. That's one of the technical difficulties I've been having. I probably shouldn't turn down there. I should probably... No. Yeah. Did I just turn the music down for you? Do I need to turn my voice down? Or, does that sound okay? You said it sounds good for me. So, I'm gonna believe that. So these rod ends should kind of move freely on here. I was told that if you just gently squeeze that with pliers, not enough to make it loose, like sloppy, but just enough to take the tension out of it. Oh yeah, that works. Just a little squeeze, man. Oh yeah, look, now that moves under its own weight, but there's zero play in it. This takes quite a bit of force from me. So it's pretty big. Don't take a big squeeze. If you squeeze too hard, you will make it sloppy, and that's not good. You really just, you want it to move freely, so it's not binding the suspension up at all. go. Getting a little squeezy. Where are you from, Dot Master? What are you working on? You been doing rallies? Well, I don't really run this rally at the track. And honestly, I don't really go to the tracks. I go to the drift track for my drift cars. But my in-laws here have a pretty substantial amount of property, being that their property used to be a plant nursery. So my father-in-law has a little area that he designate as the racetrack. Oh boy, that doesn't even fit over those towers. What in the world are they thinking? Does this one fit? This might be the back. Am I trying to put the back one on the front? Yes. Oh, whoops. Alright, well this needs to be the light one. Yeah, let's swap those out. Yeah. But a couple times a week I get down there. We go chase each other around that area that we call the track. It's kind of a track. You'll see it in some of the videos if you look at my YouTube. Like on the Max video I just did, it's kind of the area that I'm testing it nice and slow. I have a couple of shots of the rallies, and I'm looking forward to actually making a vid about that. Really looking forward to it. Alright, this is the front one. I guess I can just fold that down first. So, you know, a couple times a week, get down there and run the cars. Try for more, but, you know, it kind of is what it is sometimes. Alright, so red is the light one. We use light up front, heavy in the rear. I should really put lights all the way around, probably. Well, for racing, technically, you kind of just start everything in the middle, and then you go on and you run a couple laps, you make an adjustment. If it's better, then you kind of keep going that direction until you get what's called diminished gains, and you go back a little bit. But there's, you know, so many different things to think about. Like, you set your car up wrong, which are that I like how the I'm not so sure I like how the hot racing kit attaches to sway bars. It's kind of nice with the Traxxas kit that they just have the large diameter headed screws, so there's not extra pieces to fumble and lose. Because, you know, well, it sucks more than losing your damn hardware. I'm just tightening this up. Take all the slop out. How often do you get out to this rack and what do you run? At the track. I don't know that anybody actually runs rally racing, but it would be fun if anybody's in the area and you guys want to get together and do rally racing. That could be fun. Alright. Put these on. I'm gonna go for a middle setting. I'm gonna go flush to the outside. Just flush. But I used to do a lot of parking lot races. With touring cars. Sportsman class touring cars. 17.5, brushless, no timing, blinky mode. That is a lot of fun. Oh man, that is so much fun to do. Over here at Discount Hobby in San Marcos, they do that every couple of Sundays. And share the link below to the race coordinator, Jerry. He has a YouTube as well. I'll have to remember to share that and his Facebook link. You know, the more the merrier. It is a good time. Well, that angle seems rather extreme. But with that old sway bar, one thing that was kind of funny was it kind of limited the suspension travel. This is either light enough that it's bending or actually the right shape, possibly. But it seems like it does not limit. Oh, I guess it gets it right about here and locks in. But really, the front doesn't have that much travel. That's not much of a sway bar. I guess you can feel it. Whatever. Probably better. Probably better. Probably better to have a light one. You know, because in the dirt it's kind of hard to get traction. Actually, really kicking these tires. All right, so that's the front sway bar. So now I'm gonna put this front end back together. One light sway bar in the front, and I'm also I meant to go heavy in the front. Well, I don't even really believe these setups really need push the balance around either. So if I go even, I'm gonna have more. Should have more steering than I had before. And the way that works is like, all right, on. There's a couple of tracks in Washington though. Did you go to the tracks up there? I know I had sent my pops an RC10 B6D to go racing out there. I don't know if he has had a chance yet or not. He did say that he tried to take it out one time. But he was new to racing, and there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Just the basic setup of the car is a lot. Can be. I mean, the good. So I'm just hoping for the sway bars to kind of dampen the snap oversteer. Like, it just seems like once it gets, once it breaks traction, it like wants to just fishtail. It's really hard to bring it back in. Probably just let go of the remote like Grandpa BB's been doing. You just kind of let go of the wheel, let the car drive straight. The car wants to drive straight, and it's kind of like that. No running right now because it's cold. I think the track up there is indoor. In the Puyallup or Spokane maybe. I don't know the name of the track offhand. It's not my area, but he likes to cruise in there. I bet it is cold as shit up there. I mean, it's heck up there. It is winter. Is it snowing out there? Down here, we've been having a crazy heat wave. You know? Probably all over the news. California's been burning. Luckily, I haven't been in danger of being burned out of this house yet. But some of the fires, aren't too far away, but they ain't that close. So, you know, the rally is really more of a bashing platform anyway. It's not really a race car. I mean, I guess anything's a race car if you race it, right? And I do fart around with Mr. Wayne Beatty. So we do race them together, sort of. We don't really keep track of laps. 6 hours. Oof. What part of Washington are you in? I used to live up there when I was quite a bit younger. I remember running around barefoot in the woods, chasing my Mariah Blackfoot around. Alright, yeah. Oh, I need to actually bolt this. I wonder if there's so many screws left over there. The bumper is not attached. Yeah, here, there's actually not even that many tracks either, from what I understand, but there are some. There's a bunch of drift tracks popping up. The RC Drift is a lot of fun. Do you do an RC Drift at all, there, Dot Master? What kind of RCing do you do? I'm doing a lot of drift. Last year I did a whole crap ton of drift. No off-road. A couple of years before that I did quite a bit of on-road racing, but not on my channel. But I did a lot of off-road bashing, fun stuff like that. Just set up cones and go out there with the family and have a good time with the cars. It's a lot of fun, man. You don't even need like an official track to have fun and race. You know, racing just means you guys know where you're all going. Hopefully, you guys have a little sportsmanship. Plus, it's fun to fiddle with a car and actually have, you know, made changes and have it be an actual improvement. Like it's pretty fun. No drifting, but definitely follow it and enjoy the builds. And love the time they out into the hub. I definitely enjoy drifting, dude. It's kind of nice because, like, one thing about RC is, like, it's kind of a joke that they're always broken. But, you know, they are always broken. Oh, how the heck does this work? I don't think that this rear sway bar is gonna fit. Oh, maybe it fits like that. It's kind of a weird fit. So it goes underneath the uppers and above the CVE drives, it looks like. What a pain. That's like such a dick spot to put that. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I guess I'll have to take these back shocks off. I was pretty happy with the fluid, to be honest. I had plenty of steering. Well, if anything, it could use softer fluid in the back. Or the equivalent would be to put harder fluid in the front. But the softer you are, the more traction. So the thing about like actual competitive racing is like tires are really expensive. You have to have a couple of sets per track. Because you know the morning. Oh, I didn't ever finish catching that bumper. Because the morning's one temperature, the afternoon's a different temperature. Some tracks are like start out dusty, and then that gets cleared away as the day goes on, so the track changes. You know, so it's like you kind of need a different set of tires for like the morning, afternoon, and night racing if it's one track, one time of the season, and that can change from day to day. Like just on-road touring car racing, we did parking lot racing, and yeah, you would need morning tires and afternoon tires at the very minimum. This here is a Traxxas ready to run Slash. The Slash Rally. The what is it? The BL2S rally car. But you know, they call it that because that's the ESC and motor combo that's in it is the Traxxas BL2S. It only runs on 2S. It's kind of cool because it has fans built into it. But I am running this Max 10 short course truck ESC. It's 120 amp, and then a 3800 kV 4-pole short course truck motor with a 5mm shaft. It's quite a bit more heavy duty than stock. It's not a super high kV, so it's not really faster to say, but it is quicker to get up to speed. So that's, you know, it's a little different. Then lights on this one as well. I have to take the shocks off to be able to get in there. What do you run? What do you run out there, Dot Master? Do you like to go to parking lots and cruise around, or do you like to go out in the woods, or do you like go to construction sites with monster trucks? What's your flavor? I am a fan of grass parks lately. Grass parks with a monster truck or a 4x4 Slash is nice. Something similar like a short course truck. They're fun to just drive out in the park. I also recently built the reissue, the RC10T. Oh, and that thing is so much fun on the grass. Oof, this is a fun car, but they're a little bit fragile, especially in cold weather. Like, I left it in my full-scale vehicle while I was at work and it was cold outside. I mean, like 50 degrees, 40, 50 degrees. And it sat in the truck all night. And in the morning, during first break, I tried to run it, and it snapped a rod end because, I'm assuming because of the cold weather. And it was sitting in my truck, which was acting like a freaking deep freeze for it. This is just a regular old paintbrush. Knock the dust off. Lighten. And this rod end is super stiff, so just give this guy a little squeeze. Let's see. What are you working on? Currently, I'm working on the Broken and the Winter Project. You have a channel? You work on that stuff on YouTube, or you just work on it? They have fun, but oh man, it takes a while to get. Oh yeah, now she's free. Now she's moving free. It does take a while to get the setup for a live cast going, and that definitely cuts into the working time on this stuff. Yeah, that RC10T reissue. That was a lot of fun to build. There's a couple of rough spots in the instructions, but other than that, a lot of people have good YouTube videos about what to do at those rough spots. Hopefully they'll update the instruction manual. I also did the DC-10 race car from Team Associated. And my folks recently sent me back my, I think it's my old RC-10 from when I was a kid, but it might have been my dad and him. My dad and I had matching cars, so it could be, well, it used to be his car. Could be, I don't remember. I haven't actually even cracked it open yet. I feel a little bad because it's gotten here and have these other cars to work on. So I've just been kind of distracted from it. Alright. Seems like there's only one spot for this to go. Luckily there's access to the screw from underneath. Sometimes you can't reach this stuff and you gotta like pull a bunch of parts to get it on. Get stuff like this on. Glad I preset some Loctite in there. I'm kind of expecting the car to be really, really loose. Considered racing? Ooh. Come on. There it is. Alright. That's on there. Let's take this other shot off. I picked up Traxxas Max, and that has been super duper fun. Music stopped. Let's do some rock. Oh, the YouTube. Yeah, it does take a long time. That is one thing that's kind of like nice about the live. Is like once you do kind of have like a basic thing set up, like I'm always fiddling in mine trying to make it better and better. Some things have worked and some things haven't, and I tend to be plagued with technical difficulties constantly. But you know, things weren't a challenge. Nobody could succeed at them. Nitro Forte. Yeah, I bet it does. It's an old car, isn't it? Great deal on eBay. I kind of shy away from the Nitro stuff. It is awesome, but you know, with the electric, it's like not as messy, I guess. I don't know. I haven't messed around with the Nitro too much. My father-in-law, he probably has, but not me. I've had some in my life, but you know, they never ran. Never ran. Never had them quite right. Never get them started. I had a lot of trouble with it, so I just kind of shy away from it entirely now. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for the watches, man. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. What was I working on last time? I remember to loosen that one up. Oh, I must have. It's pretty loose. You watch Scaled Builders Guild or Harley Designs or whatever? Oh, this rally. I kind of recommend getting one of these. They're not as they don't seem as bash-worthy as like a standard Slash, even though it's exactly the same. It really is exactly the same. It seems like there's a little less ground clearance, yeah, especially with the body. Oh, that's creepy. So I think the cool thing about this headset is going to be that I can walk away like that, and you guys can still hear me. How does that work? Is that cool? That's probably getting me in trouble. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this rally. Put the MIP CVDs in it. Put this motor and ESC in it. I put these shocks on. A lot. Really? Well, I mean, the shocks, I don't remember. I don't think I did that live. Maybe I did. I did these ones that kind of B-U-T-T. But that's a good time. We enjoy this. Oh, 13 days ago. Nice. Yeah, I took a short little break there for a while. Just learning 3D printing, trying to start that backroom 3D thing going on. I feel bad because I know I chased a lot of people away by using my YouTube as a monitoring service for my 3D printing, you know, which makes for extremely. Oh yeah, the center diff install. I like that mod. That mod is a cool mod to do because the stiffer you make it, the more tied the front and back are together, and the looser you make it, the less tied the front and back is together, which in turn kind of allows you to adjust your maximum braking and your maximum like forward grip, because the looser it is on a loose surface, the front's going to brake loose and the back is going to have some traction. And so if you have heavier fluid in your center diff, it's going to send more power to the back. So you can kind of limit the power too, so that you get really good traction. Can get really good traction, or at least improved traction. Whether it's good or not, you know. I don't know that this is even gonna fit, guys. I think this kit's a drop. Maybe. Maybe not. Let me actually get it all the way on there before I start talking. You know, sometimes I can do that. I can be a bit of a poop talker. Like that. Alright, I think to start with in the back, I'm going to run that flush to the outside as well. Move from there. So what that means, flush, is the ball end is flush with the end of the actual sway bar there. And when you see a measurement for a sway bar reading or measurement, like on a setup sheet, that's usually the millimeters from the end. So like say it says 6 millimeters. That ain't gonna work. What the heck? Was it this super heavy duty stuff? What the heck are they thinking? I don't fit at all. Maybe I had the links backwards. I had the front links in the back and the back links in the front. That's probably the case. Sounds like something I would do. Alright, those gotta come off. I can do this without disassembling the whole thing. I don't like to snap the rod ends off of the balls and continually go on and off with them, because it like kind of loosens them up. Yes. Yep. It's very similar. Very similar. But what is really changing is the ability to actually add adjustments to things more than anything. The modern ESC, you know, it's quicker. It's quicker and has some adjustment to it. Like the stock ESC is just either trainer mode or go. With this ESC, you got a lot of different things you can tune with the with the programming card. That's actually something that I do want to do a little bit later, right? So you plug the programming card into the ESC, and it lets you change things like your maximum braking, your minimum braking, your punch levels, so that you can actually tune it. So when you like punch it, it doesn't have so much power, just can't even control it, stuff like that. Oh, all right. You tune it to the track. Why did I even take the bar all the way off? Oh yeah. Now I want the shorts on. Kind of interesting how all this is like trial and error. So much of this is just trial and error. Yeah, I mean, I notice a difference. I don't think the majority of people would necessarily notice a difference. It's fun to do the projects though. That's totally a thing. And then a lot of it too is like reliability. Like I put these MIP CVDs in there, and they're like basically bulletproof. So you'd be hard pressed to have issues with those and ending up way out. I have oh, I think I do have a ball tip 2mm. I think I even have a ball tip 2mm. Chill. ¿Dónde? Shit, it's already 10:30. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go soon. Probably not even gonna finish this project. $2.5. Let's go for these big ones. Where in the heck? I buy all these fancy. Huh. Go. There it is. Yeah, I mean, if you set it up totally wrong, you definitely notice that. Because, like, it'll spin out everywhere, it'll just push everywhere. Most of the adjusted things that I'm putting on here is, like, just to add adjustments, so you can actually tune the car to certain circumstances. Add any adjustability. ESC and motor, that added a little bit of speed, but the stock motor is a 3200 kV, and this motor is a 3800 kV. 500 kVs difference, but they go from You know, you can get like a 1200 kV motor all the way up to an 8 or 10,000 kV motor. You know, like, I wanted it to be a little bit faster, and it's not just a little bit faster; it's a lot more torque. You definitely noticed that. Gosh, there, just put it on. When I first put these shocks on here, you know, I had gotten these shocks out of the roller. I got a roller off of eBay, a used car. Like you got your Fortec, and I stole parts off of the roller. Put it on here. Not everything fit because it's the older style. It was the older style. Oops, and this is the updated one. And then I gave that car to Grandpa Petey, and that's nothing recently. That's been fun. These tracks really are fun. They are fun. They're like an off-road car that drives a little bit like a touring car, but not quite. And then you just go through batteries fast. When it's tough, you can like bounce them off of each other, and you don't feel bad about it. You don't feel like anything's gonna break. You feel, you know, sturdy, nice and sturdy. But yeah, you can definitely tell a difference, especially with the steering servo I put in here. That made a big difference. It makes the steering are super fast and sharp. So something about that is you can't really speed up your steering if it's too slow, but you can slow it down if it's too fast. So there's the thing. But really, it's not that big of an issue when you're like competitively racing. You want to be so light on that wheel, anyways. You don't want to overdrive the car. It is nice to have it be very responsive when you go to counter steer for oversteering, to get out of a spin or whatever. But like on the drift cars, and the reason this car has such a nice servo in it, because I had bought a really nice servo for my drift cars, and thinking it wouldn't matter too much, but they actually ended up so fast that the servo would switch with the gyro. So I recently just went to a real drift servo on those cars, and you know, when something is actually produced and tuned for something specific, it does seem like it works for that specific car. Because I put a Yokomo steering servo on it, recommended to me by Phil at the drift track here, and that was a great choice. He recommended my servo and my gyro, both of them Yokomo. They work together quite good. But that being said, they actually program the servo to be slower than it could be. It is a programmable servo. I should actually pick up the programmer because I haven't messed around with that. I need to get back to the drift track. It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah, so you know, it's not always about being able to feel a difference. It's being able to put tuning in it. So what's going to make the difference isn't the parts. It's going to be how fitted to the track you're running on it is. You know, unless it's just a powertrain. Which, this is really more of a beater style car, or a basher style car. but you know, we race them, so together. It's more like a bashing. It's not really. We're not counting laps or watching lap time. But we are driving side by side, kind of seeing who gets a better lap, who gets more corners better. Hot smack against each other and whatnot. Nice, and that can't actually be flush. Alright. So I'm gonna have to put that screw back in. Yeah, good time. What's your favorite car you've ever built? I think my favorite drift car was actually that MRX GT. I just sold or traded. But I sure do like the Losi I traded it for, so that's something to be said. Traded it for a Losi Tenacity. And the kid is cool. And he meets me over at the drift track sometimes. I kind of help him out choosing that car. Because I had a big old 3D printed body on it. The Halloween sloppy jalopy body. I gave him all that stuff. He doesn't run that body. I don't know what he did with that, but I don't really care. Whatever, it's his car now. Not mine. Alright. No. So what is DOT Master? What is that name about there? I'm gonna set this to 8 millimeters. I'm gonna try to set this to 8 millimeters. I'll run this out to 8 millimeters. Yep. 9 inches of hair, whatever. About both of them being the same. Alright. Now, actual tuned car drives so much better. A lot of it's just nice to have it centered. A centered car. Where it's all the same, left to right, for all the suspension settings. And all of the rods are actually even. Like kind of where they're supposed to be, and everything moves free. Proper car. Properly set up cars. Drives so nice over something like ready to run right out of the box. Can drive pretty good, but you kind of just fix all the little bull. Like the tweak in the car. Have you noticed like most cars when you're driving they turn a little different left than they do right? Oh, a dot, yeah. For sure. Had fun. One time we took all of our RC cars out to the desert. And it's pretty amazing how fast, how fast your RC car just shrinks off when they're hauling. Yeah, I imagine you're probably talking about it like a gas runaway. Oh, I still have to set that camera in the front. Whatever, it's getting too late to do that now. I'm just gonna finish getting these sway bars on here. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go even front to back. I'm gonna use red bars front and back. That's the shocks need to be on there. I took those shocks off for nothing, didn't I? Learning. It's all learning experience, guys. Yeah, I wonder what happened to my old regulars. Jose Torres. Jose, if you're out there, where did you go? I miss you, Bubba. What's your name? Chester. And Chester. You said you were working on a Nitro Forte? Is that right? Right? I remember that correct? That's gotta be a beast of a car to drive. I feel like gas makes everything heavy, don't it? Make for a heavier car. But then again, I guess a heavy car kind of drives a little nicely. You know, it's a little easier to control. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? What's your take on that? Gas or electric for you? Most gas guys have driven electric, but most electric guys have not driven gas. I've driven a little bit of gas, but not enough for me to really say whether it's better than electric or not. For me, I go after simple and clean, which the electric is simple and it's clean. So that's kind of the way I roll. I don't want to make a big mess. I don't want it to stink. It's not really any safer with this new LiPo batteries. They're kind of sketchy sometimes. I've had one go off in my living room. That was scary. Even my daughter, as she was in her high chair, I hear something that sounded like a rocket going off in the other room. What a surprise. That was a scary moment, for sure. One thing I like to do on my test cars, though, are use the GTR shocks. So I was stoked when that roller came. Was GTR shocks to scavenge off of it. It's a big body shock, so really you kind of have to run a little bit. It seems like you have to run a little bit thinner fluid in it for same size or same style piston. You know, like 2-hole, 3-hole piston. You get the same effect because the diameter of the shock is just displacing so much fluid. So I have 30 and 35 in this, but I would imagine that on the stock shocks would probably be the equivalent of, 35-40 or 40 and 45. But you run on the front, a little softer than the back, and you're a lot less likely to spin out. You can also make it push. Washington. Who do I know in Washington? My folks still live in Washington. You out? That's why I mentioned that track. Oh, duh. I mentioned that because you told me you lived in Washington. I know stuff. kind of an interesting thing getting these sway bars on here. Like they're gonna really adjust the effective tweak on this car. Because kind of binds up. Kind of binds it up. It's like a little bit of a longer length of that. It's alright. So, like modern race vehicles typically have droop screws on them, so you don't have to mess with putting spacers underneath the shock pistons to limit your shock travel for your track. And yeah, so droop screws are nice because they also help you get the tweak on the chassis just right. That's one of the nice things about like a threaded body shock, being able to, one, quickly adjust your ride height, but two, it makes it a lot easier to get good tweak on the car, which is when you lift it up from one of the center screws or center areas. Almost all cars have like a screw somewhere in the middle, or like a spot that's directly in the middle of the chassis that lets you pick it up by it. And when you pick up the back end, you want both tires to leave your bench at the same time. You know, and then same thing on the front. You pick it up from those spots, you want it to pick up at the same time. And if your car is like really out of balance, you'll know it from that. So a lot of people will take and put a little mark in the middle of their chassis, or a little hole, so that they can balance it on that little spot right in the middle. It's got to be measured, so that when you're putting your electronics in, and you're putting your battery in, you can get your weight distribution even left to right. Front to back is a little less touchy, but left to right is pretty important. So you need the car to turn the same left and right. So, oh my. Ooh. Come on, get in your home. Alright. One of these days I'm going to put something through one of these monitors. It's exciting. Exciting. Alright, so what? How do I want to run these ones? I run that. Let's add the chassis. I want those back to be as soft as possible. I just really want to give it a little something to try to manage that snap oversteer. I remember Grandpa B telling me one time that he couldn't get his car to stop doing that until he put a sway bar on it. It was just this one specific car, this one specific crack. He's got a lot of that. So, all right, sway bars are on. Start to be soft, front and rear. Not much adjustment room in there. The car drove pretty good before, so I imagine this is actually going to make it worse for now until I get the right balance for sway bars front to rear. But it is 10:30, and I have to wake up at like 5:30. So it's time for me to sign out. Thanks for joining my RC live here, working on whatever's in front of me today, which today happens to be the Truxus Rally 4-wheel drive slash. So, that being said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and a like and a follow and a subscribe and tell your friends and don't do drugs. Praise God. Alright guys, God bless. Thanks for tuning in, Dot Master. Appreciate it. Have a good night.